Hi, everybody. It is Thursday night. I usually go live on Friday. I wanted to talk about Whoopi Goldberg and her being suspended on The View. And, based on some of the things that she said. And we want to talk about that and Misogynoir. We might get into some other things. How is everybody doing? Hey, Kay, how are you? Hey, Sin, how are you? Hey, Ty, how are you? I am eating some. I think I finally perfected my vegan greens. Let me see if y'all can see them. Does that look good? It looks good to me. It tastes good. These are some vegan greens. So, of course, I put green, red, and yellow bell peppers, collard greens, yummy, yummy seasoning. And this right here. This is like a vegan Italian sausage, plant based. Of course, you know it's not real sausage if it's vegan. Plant based and honey, when I tell you, I won't say it's as delicious as if it has some ham hocks and some smoked turkey necks in it, but but this ain't no punk though. This got some you know I put the garlic and the crushed red peppers and a little bit of jalapeno. This got some kick, it got some flavor, some little vegan bouillon cubes, chicken bouillon. Not real chicken, but you look smaller. Are you 100% vegan? I am smaller, but I am not 100% vegan. I'm smaller because I am doing intermittent fasting and I'm just not eating a lot of sweets and a lot. Well, I don't eat a lot of sweets. I'm not eating a lot of chips and just I'm trying to eat better, not change my diet, but just eat. Well, I guess that is change the diet. I still eat what I want, but less of it, moderation. And so when I started this year, I was 330 pounds. And now I'm down to 305. So, yeah, it's so good. So I have been consistently losing weight. I think I'm on some kind of plateau because I keep going up from 305 to 310. This morning I was 305, but I keep going fluctuating from those. So I'm like at a plateau. So I'm just trying to be under 300, child. So, honey, I looked good when I was 330, bitch. Don't try to play me like because I was big, I wasn't looking good. Nah, I'm playing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I'm smaller. Intermittent fasting has worked so well for me. Yes, Uber delivered me a little ball. Baby, it's almost gone, child. This is literally one bundle of greens. It's like one bundle of greens, three full bell peppers, like red, green, and yellow, a whole pack of the Italian sausage, a whole bundle of green onions I cut up The whole thing. I just washed the whole thing and cut up the young onions in pieces and threw it in there. And then what else did I put in there? And then your seasoning. Yes, you was add them too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you come in, thumbs up. Hey, Marissa, how are you? Yeah, onions, garlic, crushed red pepper, of course, salt and pepper. Some little vegan chicken bouillon powder, the vegan kind. Um, what else did I put in here? A little bit of Tony Chachere's, baby. What else? A little bit of sugar, not a lot, but just a little bit. Just to make the flavors pop. You put a little bit of sugar in there, make the heat pop. Like a tablespoon. Nothing to make your greens sweet, but like a tablespoon of sugar, crushed red pepper flakes. That kind of. There's some Mrs. Dash. It's not Mrs. Dash. It's something I get from the dollar store. It's this thing it's no salt, but it's tons of like herbs and shit that I sprinkle in food. Because I love me a nasty seasoning. Well, I am over here pouting because I want some food, but it's too late for me to eat. That looks like the curry I'm going to get tomorrow. So how I do it is, so my time period to eat is between 12 and 8 o'clock. So right now it's 9:15. But I do it like, I didn't really eat because I was busy running around for Tony Chachere's vegan. It got some black auntie footage. um, um, because I was running around this morning, paying my rent, paying bills. My fucking apartment complex is fucking annoying. So they got bought by somebody else, and so the old management team left without any kind of smooth switch over. So like they couldn't even get in their systems last month. We don't know what the water bill is. We don't know anything. And then they tried to they changed it to where you can't pay with money orders and you can't pay with checks, cashier. And I'm like, what? And they're like, you can only pay it to us directly on the website or whatever. But then when you go to on the website, it's a $30 convenience fee. Bitch, no. There has to be a free way that I can pay y'all, motherfucker. I'm not paid to pay y'all $30 on top of my fucking rent. To pay y'all, it's convenient. You supposed to be making fucking convenient for me to fucking pay you. I shouldn't be paying $30 to fucking pay you online. That's stupid. You supposed to make it as convenient as possible because you want your fucking money. Why the fuck I need to pay $30 to do a transaction online to pay you your fucking money? What the fuck? That's so fucking stupid. So there is some kind of way where you can pay, but you got to go to fucking Walmart. So I can't even bring y'all my fucking money to the fucking leasing office. I got to go all the way to fucking Walmart or all the way to fucking Kroger or Target to pay y'all. Pay them to pay them. Right. Ain't that crazy? I got to pay y'all $30 to pay y'all my fucking rent when I can bring you a free fucking money order from my bank. What the fuck? That's so fucking stupid. That don't make sense to me. And it's just all stupid. Then another thing that I didn't learn, I'm telling y'all all my business. But when nothing. And I didn't know that the dumpsters for apartment complexes, they are rented. They are rented. You rent them from a company. The apartment complex rent them from a company. And so since they didn't get rent, because however the switch over, however that happened, the switch over didn't happen right. I guess they didn't pay their rental fees for the dumpster. Them motherfuckers, whoever owned the dumpsters before, them motherfuckers came and got their dumpsters. So for a week, our apartment complex, a whole apartment complex didn't have dumpsters. So when you go outside, it's trash everywhere because people don't have a dumpster to throw their trash in. And so instead of taking it by the area where the dumpster was, these motherfuckers done put it in the hallway, in the middle of this. They lazy, so they throwing it anywhere they can just put it. So it's nothing but fucking trash running around the fucking apartment complex for a whole fucking week. And we got nothing but stray cats and shit. So they digging through the fucking garbage, doing all kinds of stupid shit. So then they finally, like maybe a week later, come. I guess they got rented the new one. So the people brought the dumpsters. But now the fucking people gotta the people that the maintenance people got to go around the fucking complex and clean up the trash that was there. And then they put these things on our door saying the dumpsters are here now. So the dumpsters are here now. So y'all need to be putting y'all trash in the dumpster. And if y'all don't do trash in the dumpsters, we're gonna hire trash valet and y'all gonna have to pay for it. All this kind of rude, disrespectful shit. Just how they are talking to us is fucking rude and disrespectful. I don't like it. Their transition was ugly. I just didn't like it. It's all horrible. Trash is everywhere. Yes. Now it's back to normal. The trash thing is back to normal. No trash everywhere. But it was for like a week, just trash everywhere. They switched over. The new team came in New Year's. The old team was done. So Rockstar Communities. Oh, I don't know what that is. I live in a regular apartment complex. Nothing special. It's not ghetto. It's just, but it's not like some fancy place either. And they're not expensive at all. They're like average. So I'm so annoyed by them. So I had to go to fucking Walmart, which I hate fucking Walmart, to pay my rent. And because it was fucking busy, I'm seeing some of my people that my neighbors come to the fucking Walmart because that's where they can pay. And so we all in the line, this long ass line in Walmart. It's only two people. So I went and got something. You still buying what? Buying a house? Yes, I'm trying to get a house. I'm saving now. They're buying a lot of the communities in Texas. They're expensive, like in the heights, but they don't take care of their properties. Oh yeah, that's well. That probably is it. That probably what's happening because they are shitty. Nobody fucking, they barely speak English, and I feel like, yo, I don't care about you speaking another language, but at least, hire people that can talk to your resident. And we ain't talking about like it's everybody. Everybody they hire is everybody. They got South Asians, Latinx, Asians, um, so I'm talking about none of these motherfuckers. None of these motherfuckers' native language is English. Avoid a homeowners association. Mm, yeah, I don't like homeowners association, but I do like some of the perks. I don't. Sometimes people you get little perks with the homeowners association. There's some negative. They got rules, but sometimes there's some perks. Like sometimes they come and do your yard. so I don't have to, hire no immigrant. Because I'm not beneath going to Home Depot, baby, and picking up some people to do some work and paying them good, dude. I do pay them good. The neighbors snitch up and down. Yeah. What are you doing that they're snitching on? They be right under the tree, other corner. Nah, ours in Houston be at the Home Depot and the Lowe's, honey. You pull up in your U-Haul truck, baby. They like run into your truck. Pew. Or they'll be like at a gas station or something on the corner of the highway where there's like an underpass. If you look at them gas stations, they sitting on the side of the gas station and you pull up with your truck, they running like, what's up? My complex is being upgraded by Hispanics. They are in and out of my apartment weekly. Had to lie about being quarantined last week just to get some privacy work. Mm, okay, so let's talk about Whoopi. So Whoopi, well, I hate it. So Whoopi got suspended from The View because she said that the Holocaust was not about race. Now, Whoopi, girl, you tripping. Honey girl, that's just not true. Let me put my progesterone pills up. Y'all take progesterone that look like this? Do they all look like this? Look like little candies? Little progesterones. And then look at my little baby S-Trace pills. I was on the shot, but I told her them shots I feel like are too strong. I need to get on a pill which not as strong as a shot, child, because I feel like it was messing up my it was messing up my it was messing up my fucking weight loss journey, honey. Um so honey, I need to get on something a little bit weaker, girl. Still doing this job, but honey, I was getting fatter and fatter. And I don't mind being thick, but I don't want to be super, super high. My bones start hurting. I would like to just be like 250. 250 will be perfect. So I'm at 305 now. So let me get down 50 more pounds and I'll be good. Anyway, so Whoopi has said that the Holocaust wasn't about race. That's just not true. It's not true. And somebody said they think she meant color. It wasn't about color. Well, it was a. It depends on what you talk about. You talk about skin, or you talk about hair. That there, it was about other superficial, dumb, arbitrary things like eye color, hair color, so and so, so and so, so and so, and so a lot of dumb shit. But it was definitely about race. The Holocaust um, the Nazi Germans definitely systematically persecuted Jews on the basis of the ideology that they were a race specifically. It was about race. Jews were seen as a non-white or Aryan in that instance. And I think this is what catches people up. You are totally right, LeBeau. It was definitely about race because they went to great length to describe, um, to define Jews as a specific race and a sub race, beneath them, beneath the Aryan. Anyone who wasn't Aryan, Christian, and straight was deemed less than. Yes, um, but specifically, um, um, Jews were not seen as. This is what catches people up. Jews in Germany, in 1940s Germany, are not in the same racial structure as American Jews in post-slavery, post civil rights America, American Jews. When we talk about the racial structures of both of those places, they are in two different things. Are they the descendants, some of the people that came over here, the descendants of those Jews? Absolutely. But when it comes to the actual, we know race is bullshit social construct that is arbitrary and kind of shifts and wiggles, shifts and molds, is very, very mutable for whatever the agenda is in that moment. In the same way that right now, uh, uh, I'll get to that point. So, how we think about Jews in Nazi Germany is not how we can think about Jews in American culture. It is two different states of being. Understand? So it was a whole different thing. So it was racial, but it was racial within their class group. Do you see what I'm saying? Anybody who wasn't this perfect, pure white Aryan race thing was considered another race. And they were, even though we think of Jewish as kind of like a religion, specifically in America. But then it was considered more of a racial thing. They made it a racial thing. But fast forward to now, Jewish people now have assimilated a lot into whiteness. They have assimilated a lot into what we define in America as whiteness. When it comes to them using their power to exploit black and brown people, them aligning and using the benefits with being white, because white in America was really about color of skin, and because just like the Irish were deemed as underneath, but now, honey, Irish is white, German is white, Jewish is white. In America, all these people are white in this day and age. And they benefit from the system, the white supremacy that we live in today. So a lot of times Jews today try to act like that they are another race in America, and they're not. That's just keeping it real. Y'all benefit from the system of white supremacy because y'all have assimilated into whiteness. Y'all are more like a religion here, of a religion and a culture, but y'all are white. Definitely, 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 definitely white. And so when we think about the Jews in Nazi Germany, what they were going through was very, very similar to exactly similar to second class citizenship, in the same way that black people and brown people and Asian people went through here in America when it comes to bucking up against the white supremacist system here, which was defined totally different than the white supremacist system in Germany. Germany. It was, and I think that's what kind of um, trips people up, not understanding that the structures were different in that country, in that political atmosphere, than in this country, in this political atmosphere. Things have shifted. When they came to America, It's a whole different game. Still white supremacy, but it's a different battle. And who is invited into the white club, who is invited into the white club has different definitions than who is invited. There's some things that are aligned, but who was invited to and disinvited in Germany is totally different than now. A little bit, not totally, but that's the wrong word. It was slightly different. There's certain people who have been assimilated into whiteness. When we think about, like, a lot of people were like, Kim Kardashian, is Kim Kardashian like, because she's Armenian and white? Her mom is Polish and her father is Armenian. And then I seen a dude on TikTok, when somebody called him white, he says, "I'm not white, I'm Armenian." When I'm like, sweetie, Armenians literally fought to be considered white in 1904 and won the case to be considered white. Literally. In the early 1900s, they won a legal case to be considered white. Whereas in a South Asian man was trying to fight the battle to be considered white, and he was not considered white. But Armenians won the right to be considered white. So even on a legal level, Armenian is white in America. So there was a lot of people during the late 1800s and the early 1900s who were going to try to consider themselves white. Asian people, anybody who was not black was trying to be in that number. Oh Lord, I want to be in that white number. When the whites go marching in, I want to be in that number, so I don't have to live like the niggers, because I see how they living. I don't want to live like them. We want to live like the white people. So they were suing to be considered white. And most people, other than the Armenians and people who looked like they were white, they usually won. It was the people who didn't look white, and looks are, very arbitrary. You don't know who, you stupid, real stupid. Um, but they were legally trying to be considered white, and Armenians are one of the people who won their case to be considered white. And so in this country, because we were a melting pot of many people coming here for refuge, coming here for the American dream, coming here, to do something new. Yes, when the Caucasians come marching in, yes, they want to be in that number. Um, so because there was a lot of different type of Europeans coming in to this country to be, for this American dream, they just assimilated into the white power structure, especially if they just looked white. Think about how easy it was for passing black people, the ones who pass as white. Imagine if you weren't passing, you were like, you look Caucasian. You could just come in and, oh, I'm a white woman. You can marry who you want. It isn't like Africans who were coming over, Africans who was traveling from Europe to United States. Imagine them. They're coming over here, because Africa is right way closer to Europe, and there have always been Africans going back and forth to Europe. Da 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 da. Honey, we taught them how to bathe and their irrigation system. We taught them a lot of things. But imagine coming to Europe, getting on the boat and coming to America, and then bam, you stuck in this motherfucker because you black. And you're going to be assimilated into these slaves, caught up and put in the system just because you look black. It's so many times that happened. It's so many things in regards to race, that so many type of people that got assimilated in this country into whiteness, because whiteness isn't a set thing. And many Armenians and light-skinned Arabs assimilate into the mainstream Anglo culture because of their looks, i.e., I never knew Jack Hanna was Lebanese. Mhm. So many people. If they look like the race that they're trying to assimilate to, and it's beneficial, excuse me, they are gonna do it, and they do it all the time. Even if it's on accident, even if it's like, let's not say anything. It's not like I'm ashamed of what I am. I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna go through the world and do my thing. Look at Catherine Zeta Jones. Most motherfuckers don't know she Welsh. Most people think that Catherine Zeta Jones is Latina, but that's a whole Welsh woman. I sure thought she was Latina. I thought she was whatever Salma Hayek was. But yeah, race is so, especially, race is such a very arbitrary. Like, so many people can look like a thing and not be a thing. But what I found interesting about the Whoopi Goldberg thing, while yeah, she was wrong. I think that she was wrong. I think she misspoke. Um, I think it's important to note that there's a lot of people who have said stuff about people, and they didn't get suspended on that show. When we think about some of the shit that Megan McCain said, and she didn't get suspended, it makes me feel like it's misogynoir. Make sure y'all thumbs up as y'all come in. I'm seeing like 30 people and only 6 thumbs up. Why y'all not thumbs up? um when I think about shit Megan McCain has said, and she didn't get suspended. And when I think about Jewish people assimilating into whiteness, but having the perk of being able to be like, I'm offended. How dare you, darling? How dare you? Catherine Zeta Jones, she's Welsh. How dare you? How dare you, darling? I'm offended. We went through this. This is my New York Jew, my New York Jew accent. Our grandmothers went through the Holocaust, and I'm offended. How dare this Whoopi Goldberg say it wasn't about race? How dare you suspend her? But the fact that they have the power, a lot of these companies are owned by Jews. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money power in the Jewish community, and so of course they have the power to hold her accountable and get her suspended. Whereas when Megan McCain says something racist and something negative about, you know, Latinx people, no suspension. She has a history of saying sideways shit. She does. Remember when Whoopi defended Mel Gibson after his anti-Semitic tirade? Whoopi has a lot of time. Ain't Whoopi Jewish? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't know what her situation is. But there are black Jews. There are black Jews. Very few, but there are. And they don't like them to be considered Jewish. That's another element about Jew culture. They anti-black as fuck. Down. When you think about how racist the Hasidic Jews are, when you go, honey, if you ever been an escort, honey, and go um to New York, baby, them Hasidic Jews, honey, they gonna spend their coins and come see you. But them jokers is racist, honey. They love them some race play. Baby. But yeah, I love this color. It's super, super cute. It's from Melania. Milani. It's just a cute little, you know, little coral, little peachy color. Hmm. But it feels like a little lip balm with a little color on it, honey. Yes. Last I read, she identified. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm surprised that she would say, if she identifies with being Jewish, she would say that it wasn't about race. She said, now she apologized and she said she misspoke. They do not, Coco. They do not. I know plenty of incidents where they can't just be they can't be fucking they have said, honey, you can't be black in our clique, in our group, and in our communities, child. Mm-mm. But that's what it is. That's what America has created. They, when you come over here, you got to be anti-black. If you trying to be in the upper echelon with the coins and get treated like you one of us, you got to be anti-black. You got to be Negro, color. Oh no 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 no. You like them? Oh no 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 no. You have to get in line with the structures here. That's why the Cubans in Florida don't mind voting for the Trumps and the conservative people because they know the whites, honey, just like over there, they got a whole system of removing the white out of the culture and caste system, honey. The Cubans is like, honey, we got to be like the white folks over here in America. We gotta, you know. Even as quiet as it kept. Sometimes them Africans don't mind. Now they can't just assimilate into whiteness because they're a little too dark. But when it comes to their ideologies about black folks, them Africans don't mind to lazy nigger you. They don't mind, honey, letting you know that they different. They love to do that. I'm Afro-Cuban, and this is true. Baby, they will. These people know when you come to America, you got to be anti-black. Africans don't like Black Americans. Now there's some that are not, that they feel like they're in the crowd, but it's very few, especially that older generation, honey. Especially if they ain't been here for a while. Don't be like them. Be like, don't be like them. We not them. We're African. We didn't get captured and brought here 400 years ago, 400, 500 years ago. We different. My dad wanted to associate with whites and be black as fuck. Honey, we know a bunch of. I know a bunch. I know a bunch. They don't mind that colorism. They don't mind none of that. It's all of that good stuff. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But Whoopi was wrong. But I want y'all to understand. Thank you, Nia. I want you to understand that while she was wrong, and sometimes when you say something, there are consequences to it, but misogynoir is at play in this scenario. If it seems like people love, 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 love to see, they get their rocks off when they see black women punished for a mistake. They love it. But like I said, when you say so wrong, there's some consequences. Um, she didn't mean to offend. Her intent wasn't wrong. Yeah, but we always preach about this intent versus impact. And when you have a platform, your impact, you need to be very, very careful about what you say. And when you have a big platform, because there are consequences, and there are people who are listening to you who may take what you say deeper than just face value. And so it's important. I'm not saying that, black women should be able to just be free and say whatever they wanted to say, spread misinformation. I'm not saying that. No, there are consequences when you say fucked up shit. But how people respond a lot of times is rooted in racism, it's rooted in misogynoir. Um, and, you know, motherfuckers will hound you and go off. Do you think the 2 week suspension was justified? Yes, I think yes. When you say something wrong, I think there should be consequences. But I want those type of consequences to be spread across the board. I want them to be, you know, any other time other people say stuff wrong, there are consequences. And I haven't seen that spread equally. And I think there's a reason um, why it happened to Whoopi. Why couldn't she have just apologized and said she was wrong? Other people do that. Why couldn't she have done that? Why she couldn't bring a Holocaust survivor on and share why her point of view, that statement that she made was wrong. Why she couldn't apologize and say, I said something wrong a couple of weeks ago. Why can't we let me bring somebody on to explain the truth about what I said? I was speaking, I misspoke, and that's not exactly what I meant, but I apologize. Let me bring somebody on who is a survivor or who is a Holocaust expert to explain to y'all why it was about race, why that is an important element to why they were um, murdered and killed in the Holocaust, why race was a factor. Let me bring somebody who knows the facts about that, who is a Holocaust expert, and so they can educate you on that experience. Why couldn't she have just done that? Why does she need to get suspended? You know, it feels weird. I understood and agree with what Whoopi said. And I also understood what the critics is how the Holocaust was used as race or oppression for Jewish individuals. Yeah, I understand what she was trying to say, but when you say the Holocaust is not about race, that's just a lie. That's not. I can agree with a lie, but because it was about race, not how we see Jewish as a race now in America, because that's the context that we gotta take away from that. In Germany, 1940s, Jewish was a race. They worked hard for them to be considered a separate and sub race. It was a whole propaganda machine to make the fascist culture, go against them and be able to have the power to wear them out and send them to concentration camps and do all the egregious, disgusting, inhumane thing, which is what Whoopi was talking about. There was a whole defamation machine to make them seem like a lesser race. And so it was a racist regime. But how we see Jewish people now in America, they're actually assimilated into the white power structure. So they're not seen as a race now in America as they were in 1940s Germany. They should have suspended Meg McCain for the January 6th insurrectionists of voice before they attacked the Capitol. She was all for them. There's a few things Megan McCain said. Right. I felt they should use it as an opportunity to educate people on the subject. The Jewish community is very close to many of us, so we don't know. Closed off to many of us, so we don't know. Because they be racist. That's why they closed off. It is they be racist, child. I don't know why y'all be acting like they don't be racist. Why they be acting like they don't be racist. Y'all know y'all racist. Y'all know y'all racist. Y'all know. They're closed off because, honey, we keep our coins in our community. We want to own news stations. We want to do all that kind of stuff. They, honey, in America, 2022, we know y'all too. Right. It's a whole different situation than Germany 1940s. Whole different situation. Whole different place in power structure. But yes, I do feel like there was some misogynoir in the place. And so, yeah, they came down hard and swift. Makes no mistakes. They are still white, only pies. Come on. Make no mistakes about it. In America, they snug real comfortable in that whiteness. Oh, we remember, we know how the black people feel because we just came over here to be saved from the German persecution. We coming over here for something new. And over here is the white people, the black people getting treated like that. Oh, we need to snug into this whiteness real comfy, real snug and tight. Because, honey, we don't want to feel like that, like we did, like the sub race anymore. So we need to be anti-black and snug into this whiteness real good. And they did. They did really, really easily and well, with ease. That hard R rolled off their tongue just as easy as these southern white men's, them Jewish white men's, they said that hard R just as easily. Trust and believe. Trust and you know. They snug right into that whiteness and use it in their favor all the time. I learned about the Nazis and the Holocaust as Hitler being a self-hating sociopath. So Whoopi's basic idea run as factual to me. Hmm. So there is a element of what she's saying. I understood what she was saying, like as far as it was more than just race. This was just a hateful ass motherfucker. But you can't take out the idea, the social idea of the Jewish race being under them, under the Aryan race. That was a part of the propaganda. So saying that it wasn't racialized or it wasn't about race is a lie. That's just a flat bold-faced lie. Regardless of Hitler, how they were able to take over was the whole racial propaganda thing. How they were able to get people on their side and do all of these horrible things without a conscience is the propaganda. The same thing with here. It's a whole machine that we are fighting against when it comes to anti-blackness. There was a whole propaganda campaign to make black people subhuman. Science, from the scientists to everything, from the newspaper, the scientists, whatever. And the same thing was happening in Germany. Raven, what you doing? What you doing? Go get your toy. Where your toy? Go get your toy. Where your toy? Go get it. Yes, give me. Yes, good job. The great replacement theory was the forefront of their agenda. First and foremost, it was about race. Yeah, it was about race. Definitely. It wasn't race was like the thing. So while yes, it was some evil dumb leader that was had his own personal bullshit, the overarching thing to get the people to agree with them was a racial thing. These are the inferior race of people. The white Aryans are the ones who are the better race. That the Jews are the inferior ones. Yeah, and it was based on race, not just religion stuff. On a clear day, as I look around you, and you see who you are. Do y'all think it was fair? On a clear day. You understand now, however, this current situation, like situation in the past, is further showing me the whiteness is being offended and how it is victimized. Oh, definitely. These consequences are fucking misogynoir. They are trying to come after her because they love when, you know, ooh, these liberal white black folks make mistake. Oh, they ready to drag her through the mud. She needs to be suspended. She needs to be this. Da, 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 da. But when soon as their side says something off the wall, oh, it's nothing. They become president. when the conservative side say something off the wall, they become president. They become senators. They become leading podcasters like Joe Rogan. They don't get deplatformed. They become presidents. Versus actually acknowledges one power and influence. Yeah, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing when it's new. Don't think it was fair because it wouldn't be applied to others for the same offense. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't know. I wouldn't. It's just 2 weeks, honey. It's just 2 weeks. She'll be fine. Whoopi will be fine. She'll be home resting, break. She's an older woman. Yeah. Um, mm, She can give us Sister Act 3 and leave their show. People say she's going to quit. Do you think she will? Um, I don't know. Is this worth leaving a bag for a guaranteed bag? Is Whoopi in a situation where she need a bag? I would love to know her finances. Is her if her finances are okay? 192K in wages. I don't know what her finances is doing. I don't know what her finances is doing. If her finances would be okay, then I would show them motherfuckers. I'll quit. But then that would be having them win too. Like they've been wanting Whoopi, the black girl, to be off the show for a minute. I don't know. I don't think I would let them win. I would take my little suspension and then be like, child, all right, I'm still here. I don't know. I don't think Whoopi needs a bag like that. I don't think so. I think her bag is secure with different things. But she has been working on a lot of stuff lately. She has been working on shit. I don't know. Bring Lauren Hill and get this black money. Bring Lauren Hill on and get this black money. That would be interesting to bring Lauren Hill back. You know, like they do the nuns. No, Oprah needs to start her show. Oprah needs to start Whoopi a show. I don't know. All right. I got some good news. All right. All right. I think I just got some good news. Ew. Ew. Good news. Good news. Good news. I know that's right. That changed the game, honey. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, that changed the game, bitch. That changed the whole situation now. Oh man, I love random good news. I love that, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, darling. Mm, mm. Oh man, that's exciting. I'll tell y'all about it later once the ink is dry. That's just the you know the pre what is it preliminary yes. When the ink is dry, that's when it's a confirmed yes. Oh wow, that's good. I'm excited about that. That changed my whole mood. I wasn't in a bad mood. I'm just in a even better mood now. Okay, I hope she stays. Come back and talk about your fabulous I hope she stays and come back and talk about her fabulous time bringing some educators on like kids, just something different to throw them off. Uh-huh. Honey. That's what I don't know. I do hope she stays. Yeah, I like seeing Whoopi on there. She be saying some off the wall stuff, but girl, she like your auntie, your black auntie. She be on some bullshit, but she be usually in the right a lot of times. But sometimes they be on some bullshit. You be like, okay, girl. So you doing a little too much. hmm This situation has me feeling weird and uncomfortable. It's like watching Jungle Fever and understanding that Italians were white and didn't like black really, really. I never watched that movie. It was out. My mother didn't allow me to watch at the time that because that was my mother thought the idea of something being called jungle fever was racist in itself because you're saying jungle fever, like liking black people are from the jungle. So she thought that was she didn't let me watch that shit. So when that came out, I never she didn't let me watch it. And I get it now, even though she didn't know how to explain it. She, she didn't have the political education to explain it, but she was on. You get what I'm saying? She was on. She was like, I think that's racist. Just the name was racist. I don't want her to come back on the apology tour, though. No. She already apologized. I don't want any more. I think when you say something wrong, I do want you to apologize, but I don't want that's it. Don't apologize no more. You said sorry. Leave it at that, honey. You misspoke. Moving on, just like the rest of the people do. They move on, and that's it. Yes, that's done. This week on The View, move something else, something else, something else. I said what I said. I apologize for what I said, and we're done. Mm. Oh my God, aren't you? I am, you know what? I am so happy for YouTube putting the feature on where only subscribers who have been subscribed for a certain amount of time can actually comment because we literally have not had to deal with the people coming in putting monkeys, putting racial slurs, putting homophobic slurs, putting all kind of stuff in the chat box. I'm so happy. That is so good for them to do that because anytime I start a live, I can make it to where you have to have been a subscriber for a certain amount of time in order for you to comment. And if you haven't, you got to go. So it only has, people who've been here for a while. And I really like that. I don't have to worry about anybody putting monkey faces, saying something about my titties, any kind of over sexual stuff, any kind of racist stuff. We can be ourselves in peace. We can just talk about stuff in peace. I love that. I love that. I love it. Love it. Love it. You go, black boy crazy. I go, white girl hazy. We got jungle fever. We in love. Racist as fuck. Yeah, that's weird. She issued 3 apologies. Oh, good for her. They would have got one. If I got suspended, oh, they would have got one. I would have did 3 if I would have stayed on the show. I ain't got suspended. I ain't lose no money. Okay, y'all, I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. But honey, I got suspended. I done lost some coins. Oh, I'm sorry. I said something wrong. I apologize. Cool. My consequences. The rest of any other kind of sorries, y'all need to take it up out of that coin. Whoever got the coin that I lost, take it up out of that. This is my first live. Hey Shay Rosa, welcome. I usually go live Fridays at 7 o'clock, but sometimes I get on here randomly when I got something to talk about. And I wanted to talk about Whoopi. But I want y'all to understand, this her consequences are not just about her her saying something wrong. The response, understand the response has some Misogynoir in there. 192K for 2 weeks. Yeah. I would like ABC to do a future documentary on this subject, though, to clarify and break these complexities down. Definitely not censoring Whoopi or anything, just the subject matter. Child, if I'm being honest, I would hate that because, girl, we have enough. We have, honey, the Jew people have ton. They got their own museum. They've had it for a long time. They have, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. They got so much educating people on that stuff that you can Google. Like I think it's the, let me see what their name is, the Jewish Institute or something. Um, what's their name? What are they? Oh, let me see if I can find it. It is the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. The they have some. There's a who else? What else was their name? There was the Auschwitz Memorial. They have tons of stuff. They have a whole 7 chapter online course on the history of the Holocaust. It's a whole. Oh, they have so much. If you want to learn about the trials and tribulations of the Jewish people, there are tons of um, there is tons of information out there for them. It is us that they are trying to keep out of the schools. Critical race theory. It's our history that they're trying to keep because they don't want their white children feeling bad about being white. There's so many. So, while, I'm all for education, but we have tons of documentaries on that stuff. We have tons of documentaries, which is why I'm like, what are you talking about, Whoopi? Which is why I'm like, Whoopi, which is why you clearly should know that she misspoke. Well, I hope, or is she just getting crazy and see now? But, saying that it wasn't about race is very weird, because that is like the surface level Jewish education that you can get from any documentary, any book you pick up about the subject. So saying it's not about race is kind of weird. Maybe the way you were trying to get your point across when she was trying to narrow it down to just was an evil motherfucker. Yes, but we know that. We know even in racism in America, it's not, it's about race, but it's really about the lack of humanity in these hunkies. That's fair. I guess I'm going to take this and move forward because it's so much Black history, both American and overseas. I've never taught. Yes, that it's art. I think all education is important, but there's a certain level of our stuff is not featured, and they are fighting against our stuff being featured. I haven't heard anybody fighting against, like, there's literally legislation being brought forth to stop from learning our history. I never saw that kind in this era. Now, back in the day, maybe, but I've never saw that being happening to Jewish education. Not in my lifetime. Maybe back. It might have been something, but it's literally current day legislation on the books getting fought against to stop us from teaching American history, the truth. Literally right now, people are fighting against critical race theory, critical race, it being included, like actual how the facts of the History of America. Come on. Like, you know. Shit. And don't let me get on black queer people and how we are erased. People still don't know who the hell Bayard Rustin is. People just learning about Polly Murray because she got a fucking um Polly Murray, I Am Polly Murray documentary on Amazon. If you got Amazon, watch I Am Polly Murray. That is a critical historical person. There is no law about race or gender that was not impacted by Polly Murray. There's not one that is not impacted by how much rights that we have right now in our country. That is a critical person. We should be celebrating in the same way that trans and LGBT people should be celebrate Marsha P. Johnson. We need to be celebrating Polly Murray. In every Women's History Month, every Black History Month, every Pride, October, June, February, all year long. We need to be celebrating Polly Murray. There is no right that anybody has in this country that is a minority that is not benefiting from the work and the mind of Polly Murray. Period. We went over the Holocaust like every year. They can cover critical race. Yeah, they can cover definitely when to wipe it away and just forget it because the white guilt is. Mm-hmm. Facts. Yeah, I just I and it's simple. It's like teach the history as it is. Teach the history. If we have the facts and we got documentation of the facts happening, why not teach the history that's there? Like it is what it is. Like even when we talk about like just think about the bus boycotts. Every year we're gonna hear about fucking Rosa Parks and how Rosa Parks did this, and then the black people are gonna talk about how she only got popular because she was already in organizing spaces because she was a light skinned, respectable church woman organizer already, and that's why people supported her and the bus boycott or whatever, which is totally true because colorism, respectability politics, all of that stuff make a point. But then then they bring up Claudette Colvin, because she wasn't the respectable person. Um, that's what even though she did it before um, um, Rosa Parks, because she was a teenager and pregnant, she just didn't look like the respectable person that we could stand by. But even Claudette Colvin wasn't even the first one to do it. There was a couple of people before Rosa Parks. It was a couple of people. And one of those people, even before then, was Polly Murray. She was before all the motherfuckers. So, and then when we talk about Ida B. Wells and her situation on the train, these weren't the first time these things happened. There was multiple people who were bucking up against these systems because the systems were stupid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Thank you, Coco. I love going to school in the 90s. There were always a woke teacher or counselor. A few of them. I know in Shortridge we had, it was different levels, different layers of woke teachers. So we had the white feminist woke teacher. Woke, she wasn't woke in race issues, but she was woke in feminist issues. So she's gonna teach you about, she's gonna bring in some books with the feminist spin, because she was white, and they don't really have to worry about race. They gotta worry, because she's a white woman, they gotta worry about the gender stuff. So she's gonna give you all the books. She's gonna get you the Betty Friedan. She's gonna get you the Toni Morrison. She's gonna get you the feminine mystique. She's gonna get you what else? She's gonna get you the Combahee River Collective statement. She's gonna give you all of the first, second wave feminist movement books. So you got that. Then you got the black male teacher. When they not trying to be homophobic, because they were homophobic to me. When they're not trying to be homophobic, they're gonna teach you about Pan-Africanism. They're going to teach you about Marcus Garvey. They're going to teach you about Elijah Muhammad. They're going to teach you about Booker T. Washington, W.B. Du Bois. They're going to teach you about Rasta. They're going to teach you about maybe some African stuff maybe thrown in there. They're going to teach you about that stuff. The Black Panther Party, the male patriarchal level. They don't know shit about fucking gender and feminist stuff, but they gonna give you the patriarchal Black Pan-African view. They're gonna give you that. So if you're paying attention, you're gonna get that feminist, you're gonna get that masculine, and then you're gonna have black women. Black women it's gonna be a give or take. It's gonna give or take. If she more hotep, she gonna give you this Pan-African with a little sprinkle of black feminists in them. If she more feminist, like if she a queer woman, she probably is gonna give you a little bit more feminist stuff, and fuck that that Pan-African shit. She probably gonna give you some Audre Lorde. She's gonna give you some Ella Baker, some Barbara Jordan. She's gonna give you some Patricia Hill Collins. She's gonna give you some Bell Hooks, of course. She's gonna give, she's gonna give you these things you need that's in the feminist realm. So it just depends on where the black girl, the black woman, whoever your teacher is, where she lands in her politics. If she more respectable, does she come up out of the church? That's gonna be more patriarchal. If she's more queer, hood, anti-capitalist, if she's in that realm, she's gonna give you the more feminist perspective. So the black women, it's not always 100% sure what side they're gonna give you. So as a black trans woman, I sucked all of that stuff up. I got everything, so I loved it. That's probably why I know so much. As far as intersectionality, thanks to the Kimberly Crenshaw of it all. Even though the theory is not, it's hers, but the idea, a lot of people before her was giving those kind of ideas. She just theorized it within the legal sphere. I was well into my 20s before I learned that there were tons of bus boycotts before Rosa Parks because women were being assaulted on bus stops. Not once did a history teacher mention that shit. Let me think of something. I never heard about Bayard Rustin. A gay man organizing all the protests, like the March on Washington and Honey Freedom Riders, and a gay man organizing all this stuff? Like the non-violent idea that Martin Luther King was the fucking face of was from Bayard Rustin? A gay man? Oh no, they didn't teach me none of that. A gay man did all of that? Oh, y'all couldn't possibly tell me that. They can't tell you that, because if they tell you that, the idea of them telling you, ooh, don't be gay. We can't make one of these motherfuckers heroes, because if we make them heroes, then we can't sell you on the idea that it's not okay to be gay. It's not okay to be queer. Don't do that. Not if we selling you a hero. We can't do that at the same time. That doesn't make sense. Hell, I didn't even learn about him until Inner Whole Uprising covered him. See? I know that's right. Oh, come on, Inner Whole Uprising. My girls. I love them. If you don't listen, if you listen to my podcast, you should listen to Inner Whole Uprising. I love them. Mm. And Bag Ladies just came back out. Bag Ladies just came back. They've been on a break. They just came back. And Tiva Queen and Jay. Follow them girls. Those women. That they are Rustin. Let me know if I need to remove his name from chat, Diamond. Oh, I don't know anybody. I don't see anybody. No, you're okay. I don't see anybody negative. Is there somebody talking that I can't see? I can't see anybody. Yeah, I don't see anybody being negative. You okay? Um, but yes, it's let me think what else did I learn late in I didn't learn about Stonewall till I was out of school. Anything that had to do with like queer history, um, yeah, anything that deal with like queer history and anything about Bayard Rustin until I didn't hear that. A lot of the women who were power brokers in the field. Oh, Kathleen, not Kathleen Battle, Kathleen, Kathleen Cleaver. They did so on YouTube. There is a da da da. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Library of Congress did an interview of some of the Black Panther Party. Now that they're older, they're older now, and so and they interviewed. I know y'all have seen this video. It floats around every Black History Month, or whenever some Black shit is going on. Of this light skinned girl, she got like really light eyes, like maybe gray or blue eyes. She light skinned, but she got a fro, and she's talking about having a fro. She got like a real picked out fro, but she got really light eyes. She is Eldridge Cleaver's wife. Her name is Kathleen Cleaver. Black girl, but she's really really light. Um, She don't forget Angela Davis. Not Angela Davis. She looks more biracial than Angela. Angela looks like a light-skinned Black girl. This girl looks more her name is Kathleen Cleaver. Kathleen Cleaver.
According to Wikipedia, Kathleen Neal Cleaver is an American professor of law, known for her involvement with the Black Power movement and the Black Panther Party.
This is Kathleen Cleaver. She was in the Black Panther Party. Really, really light, really like red hair, blue eyes. She was Black, but what I didn't know is that her parents, so COINTELPRO was doing everything in their possible power, tapping phones, killing, raiding all the Black Panther headquarters. So they, the one in Chicago is the one that Fred Hampton got killed at. I think that's right. Chicago. There was one in like San Francisco with Huey P. Newton and you know, is it what's the brown lady? Um Elaine Brown. Is it Elaine Brown? I think it's Elaine Brown. Let me make sure. I think y'all need to know their names at least. Yes, Elaine Brown. Yes, this is Elaine Brown. Elaine Brown got a lot of interviews on oh come on. It's not zooming in. It's no coincidence that all the girls in the Black Panther Party who was in leadership was pretty and had good hair, light skin with good hair. This is how she looked now. Yeah, that's how she looked now. But anyway, they was about that life though. But this is Kathleen and Eldridge Cleaver early in their gig. That's Eldridge Cleaver. Now, Eldridge Cleaver is the one. Come on, I need you to get back to Zoom. Yes, Eldridge Cleaver is the one. Is the one who later on in his book, in this book he was in, that said he started raping Black women to learn how to rape white women because white women was considered the trophy, because he didn't. Um that's the proper freedom. That means you free when you can get a white woman. And so he started raping white women, but he started raping Black women. And so it's no surprise that the most biracial looking woman in the clique of Black Panther Party is the one that he married. The most blue-eyed, light-skinned is the one that he actually married. Anyway, my point is, what I also didn't learn. So COINTELPRO, anybody who know COINTELPRO, it's an arm of the FBI who was doing shady ass shit. They were harassing Martin Luther King. They were harassing Malcolm X. They were harassing so extra in line. This is a Black man you're talking about. His name is Eldridge Cleaver. Um, yes, he was one of the Black Panthers. Um, but yeah, he talked about learning how to rape women by raping Black women first, and then he started raping white women. And he put this in the book like it was no tea. That's how you know how patriarchal was just out of whack. If you can put it in the book and get it printed like it's nothing and openly say it, that lets you know how little power women had in this era, even when it looked like they did have power. But we learned that from like Dorothy Height. They taught us clearly this they taught us clearly woohoo. I've heard that there's a lot of sexual assaults happening in the party. Yes, it was a lot. And queer women were being raped and It just was quite extra. But that wasn't the point that I was trying to make. Yes, it's anything where these niggas is leaders, you gotta talk to the black women who was in charge and who was, you know, talk to them because they gonna give you the tea, give you the rundown of what was happening. But anyway, the Library of Congress did an interview of Kathleen Cleaver, and she spilled a lot of tea that I didn't know. First of all, her parents, when they start having financial problems because COINTELPRO was sending letters and shit to each one of the Black Panther Party, to the ones on the East Coast, the ones in Chicago, the ones in the South, the ones on the West Coast, and they were trying to start mess within the thing, and it was helping. It was working, not helping. It was working. They were trying to cause distension. Is that the word? Distension? Y'all know what I mean. Problems. I don't know. My brain is off. Can't give y'all the SAT words. But problems within the Black Panther Party. They were, and it was working. They were sending letters, sending lies. They were just fucking it up. So the Black Panther Party split into two different branches, into two different like parts, because some people were getting money to support this one, some people were getting money to support this one. Huey Newton was being extra and trying to be, I'm the leader, I'm the leader. Eldridge Cleaver was trying to be one, I'm the leader, I'm the leader, I'm the leader. Fred Hampton, I'm the leader, I'm the leader, I'm the leader. So it was, you know how niggas, they can't work together. Somebody got to be Martin Luther King. But what I learned from Kathleen is that when the one over here on the East Coast was having problems, her parents are the ones who was funding their rent. Her bougie ass parents in Ohio, I think, or I think they were in Ohio. I don't remember. I don't think that they were in the South. Her bougie ass parents was paying for the rent of the Black Panther Party of the East Coast chapter. And they were trying to keep it a secret because her parents are like these bougie upper class motherfuckers. Upper class, very light is right Black people. And they didn't want her involved in this kind of civil rights shit because they thought it was dangerous. They believed in what they were doing, but they were middle class upper motherfuckers, and they wanted their daughter to go and do some other shit and not be in this fucking movement. But their daughter was like, no, I'm gonna be in this movement. And she was married, so her parents literally had to fund and give the money for their rent because they were all failing. And it was quite interesting. She spilled so much tea. So go watch that. Dissension and tension, yeah, something. It was the D word. And in that regards, I thought that she was spilling so much tea. So watch that. It's in the Library of Congress's archives here on YouTube. It's a long ass video interview, but I like watching shit like that. I like watching interviews, panels, like especially college level panels. Man, y'all can get a whole college level education on the YouTube. It's so many about science, it's so many videos on there. And sometimes, you just gotta go watch. And so that's just what it is. I found that so much education just is out there that there was this book. There is two books that I think y'all really should read, and y'all don't even got to read it. Just use it like a podcast. Listen to it on like Audible. Man, it's this one called "The Queer History of the United States." The Queer History of the United States. Y'all need to listen to that if y'all got Audible, and listen to Black Women History, the Black Women's History of the United States. That's really good too. because it's a focused study on the history, where it's just talking about the women's baby, the women's, and then the queer history is talking about everybody, everything queer. And it's really, really good. It gives you so much tea, so much, even like little bitty tea. Another good one is um, the Defiant the Deviant Wars by Eric Servini. The Queer History of the United States. Yes. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the book. Yep, it's right here. Them hoteps are not going to talk about this. Oh, they're not. There's that's the queer history of the United States. And then ah, and then this one. And this is Black Women History of the United States. And um of course y'all need to listen to fucking 1619. That's really basic collected information. Give me more. I'll post them too if you want. I love your homework assignments. Yes. You know, my dream was to be a teacher. So now I'm being a teacher for y'all. Readings, good readings. I'm currently reading, just so y'all know, I'm currently reading My Story by Carolyn Crossy. Y'all know the trans woman in the UK. Um, she has a book. Her name is Carolyn Crossy. Let me see if I can find that. Just so y'all know, I'm not finished with it. So, who else am I reading? Oh, I told y'all about drug use for grown-ups. Y'all need to watch that. Oh, and then this book called
This is on.
don't do that. Mediocrity by I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's an African name, so I'm not even going to slay it. But mediocre, the dangerous legacy of white male America. Mediocre. And honey, facts. The facts that they spill. I love it. Even talk about when Joe Biden was being real extra and selling us out in Delaware. The title is ain't that a good title? Mediocre, the dangerous legacy of white male America. And she's yes, that's the name. That's her name. That's her name. I can't pronounce it, but that's her name. I love it. I loved it. She was on there reading, baby. The Fear of the Black Body, Sister Citizen by Melissa Harris Perry. The Fear of the Black Body. This is really old, but The Belly of the Beast is a good newer one. The Fear of Sabrina Strings. The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. It's like a gay slave queer story. The Prophets, I think that's fictional, but it's good. By Robert Jones Jr. Killing the Black Body by Dorothy Roberts. That's old too. Um, The Purpose of Power by Alicia Garza. That's good. She give you the history and the ins and outs of Black Lives Matter. Um, Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. Stamped by Ibram Kendi. This is very old. The Pedagogy of the Oppressed. That's very old. You know what's a pretty interesting book? It's called The Soul of Money. It talks about fundraising, which is really good. Um, Eloquent Rage by Brittany Cooper. Thick by Tressie McMillan Cottom. Thick about she's a dark skinned, thick black woman, and she talks about all that kind of good stuff. Um, Wayward Live and Beautiful something I can't remember. Beautiful Experiences. Yeah, these are all good. The Purpose of Power, The Fear of the Black Body. Yes, Jug Beautiful. Yes, all of those. When Chicken Heads Come Home to Roost. That is an old one, but good one. Thick is spelled with two C's, I think. No, it's thick the regular way. Thick. Thick. Yeah, thick. When Chicken Heads Come Home to Roost. That is old, but it's really good. That's a good one. Some of these are old, but some of these, like Ain't I a Woman by Bell Hooks, honey, Ain't I a Woman by Bell Hooks is starter. That is starter. Have you read Deshaun Harrison, Belly of the Beast yet? I actually just mentioned that one a few seconds ago. When The Fear of the Black Body is like a new Belly of the Beast is like a newer version of what that explores. Um, yes, definitely check that out. Who was the lady you mentioned? Carolyn Crossy. It's two S's, not a B. Crossy. Carolyn Crossy she's also known as Tula, Tula. She was a white trans Bond girl, but they didn't know she was trans, but she was a James Bond girl on the movie. She was a model. Google her, Tula, Carolyn Crossy. She's still alive, a legend. She's on my Facebook list. Let me show her y'all. Still gorgeous, honey. Old and gorgeous, baby. That girl, honey. Ain't she sickening? Ooh, she's sickening. But she is an old model white girl that got exposed. She was trans and she got exposed. But she's used to be a pinup girl on Playboy all the time. Carolyn Crossy girl. Her story is really good. Trans woman, sex change, girl got married, and then her husband found out that she was trans, and all hell broke loose, baby. Sickening white girl from the UK. Sickening. But you know, you got to be doing something sickening if you're a white girl and I'm supporting you. I just think that, her age and her experience and her openness about her experience, I love it. And so she has a book called My Story. And, I love me some Carolyn Crossy. She's that girl. Oh, all right. Anything else? Those are books. You got to read those books, darling. You got to. The thing about books, if you can find it, yeah, Cosby. Yes, I think I'm saying Crossy. But yeah, Carolyn Cosby. But she is the thing about books is that they go into detail about that particular subject and they've done the research for you. You can actually dig deep into the research that they've already done and then go even further. That's a good thing about books. And then you can get them in audio form so you can just listen to them like a podcast. So you're not sitting there with a book. Even though sitting there with a book, drinking you some tea. I think books are, I don't know, it's something about having the book in your hand and feeling it. And I don't know, just in writing notes on it. And I don't know, it's just something about it that is just different. It's just different. We about to go outside so you can boo boo in about 13 minutes while you sitting there looking at me like, bitch, hurry up. How about that? And no, I'm gonna go get it. It's snowing where you are. I don't think so. I don't think it's snowing yet. I don't think it's gonna hit us like that. Yes, I found an old Donahue interview with Carolyn Crossy Tula. Can't wait to watch. Yes, Carolyn Crossy, baby. It's good. I'm trying to get Paris France on here. She said she would do it, but honey, she said she would do it in November, and then it was excuse. But guess what, y'all? I told y'all I got a cishet dude coming on here, and we gonna be talking the good talk, and it's a really, really good interview. Y'all gonna love it. I don't have too many cishet dudes on this channel, so when I bring one on, it's usually because I really like what they got going on. You watch the Bill Cosby documentary with by William Bell. Is it William Karamu Bell? I think it's on a channel that I don't have access to. I think it's on ain't it on Showtime or something? What streaming service or is it on? I wanted to watch it, but it's on a streaming service that I don't have. It's on a streaming service that I don't have. They saying Bell sold out. How so? Sold out who? Let's see what it's called. Um, let's talk about Bill Cosby documentary. Have you watched? No, I have never heard of that. Sol Solaskia? Is that how you say that? Would you message me on IG about the Showtime login? I keep forgetting to send you the information. Oh, just hit me up on Diamond Styles, Diamond. STYLZ, and send me a message and I'll respond to you. It's on Showtime. If it's on Showtime, I'll watch it. I don't have Showtime though. I mean documentary, not interview. Sleepy. Yeah. No, I haven't watched it. They said Don Cornelius was in the Playboy Mansion trying to um tying women up. That wasn't on the Bill Cosby. That was on that Playboy, those Playboy girl documentaries. It's also a special going that's recent with Playboy old playmates coming talking about their experience with Playboy. But I don't that stuff does is not surprising. That was part of the culture. Raping women, drugging women, a lot of them motherfuckers, women didn't have power. A lot of times back then, they didn't have any power to make any money. They only could be fucking secretaries and housewives. If they came out into the world and were free, honey, they were seen as hoes, and there was a lot of stuff going on back then. So far, nothing they said shocked me. Yeah, um, yeah. Nothing they said shocked me either. Mm-mm. I don't put nothing past these niggas, especially niggas that was getting money back then. Okay, I got it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Playboy bunnies were paid, honey, but they made them go through some hell for it. Yeah, right. Those men talk to women like this is part of the game. You understand? Yeah, this is part of it. That was white pimping. Basically, that's what it was. It was white pimping. You know, we talk shit about, and we should, about the street pimping, like with Iceberg Slim and niggas like that who were street pimping, and it was more violent and in the street and full of drugs and da da da. But honey, Playboy was just basically white pimping. That's all it was, child. That's all it was. Just the white version of pimping, child. That's it. It had just as much drugs, just as much violence. It just wasn't being done on the street corners. It was being done in a mansion. That's all it was. And a lot of people chose and I'm not saying that they chose to be raped, but they chose to be in those situations, you know, because it looked like advancement, it looked like money. And then because when you put yourself in those situations, niggas niggas being unracialized niggas, the white niggas, black niggas, Asian niggas, dudes, um, they're gonna take advantage, and their ugly side when they're put in that power, their ugly side is gonna come out. And it doesn't mean that you should be raped. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't be prosecuted. It doesn't mean that they were right at all. Period. But this is the nature of what was going on then. And I'm glad that they're coming out and talking about it. Not that, a lot of people be like, why are y'all waiting 30 years to come out? Sometimes it's really not about, it's like, man, I ain't even got no power to talk about this shit. I ain't got no power to do nothing to them. So I ain't say shit. But then somebody is doing a documentary 30 years later. Cool, I'll be a part of it. I'll tell the truth. The Playboy Bunny clubs were basically escort agencies. Basically, the same thing in a fancier setting. So his little toy, like his other little toy, I have hid it from myself and I can't find it. So I'm trying to get, I bought him a new toy and he, and he, and honey, he is so, this, he just got it today and he is like overjoyed, wanting to go outside and play. And so he keeps bringing it over here. He keeps bringing it over here to play with. What is the, let me see. Currently, the weather is 30, but it feels like 18. And it is going to get, the lowest it's going to get is overnight, it is going to be 29. That's the lowest it's going to get. So it is 11 o'clock. Um, yeah, the lowest it's going to get is 29, 28. And that's going to be around 8, like 6, 7, 8 in the morning. And then the weather tomorrow is gonna get, tomorrow afternoon is gonna be 33. So it's gonna get back warm. He's coming back to tell you you said 13 minutes and it's been 18. No, it's not. It's he has about 3 minutes. Yeah, it's giving. Yeah, and then it gets back to, yeah, by the weekend, honey, it's gonna be back 70 degrees. On Saturday, it's supposed to be 68. So this little snowstorm or whatever is supposed to happen, I don't think it's gonna hit us hard like it did last time. It's I don't see any snow. It's raining, but I don't see any snow. It's still snowing in Ohio. Winter sucks. Yeah, it was 70 yesterday, y'all. It was 70. So when it's 70, because it was 70 degrees, child, any snow that's hitting the ground, the it's still gonna be kind of warm and melted. And it's warm. That's why it's been raining. It hasn't been like snowing. If it was cold, it would be snowing, but it's not cold. Well, it's cold now because it's night and the sun is not out, but it's 30 degrees. But that's low. Are you kidding? He's back. How sickening. The statute of limitations for Russell Simmons is over. So he's back in the States. He left that for that long because of that. I didn't know that. He left so they couldn't charge him with anything. Oh, that's weird. Hey, Nehemiah. Yes, it is good here. I don't know what's going to happen overnight because that's when it's going to get low. So long as it doesn't the it's not the snow that wears us out, it's the multiple people using power for long periods of time. Our grids can't take that. Just so y'all understand what happened with the snow last year, because Texas is greedy capitalist motherfuckers. Not saying that other people aren't, but they're dumb greedy capitalist motherfuckers. They're dumb greedy capitalists. We are the only state that our power grids are not connected to other states. So say like if you're in New York, New Jersey, Indiana, any other state, you are connected to other states' power grids. So say that your state is going through something and you need power, you can get power from the other state. So if something happens, something shuts down in your states or too much power is getting pulled, you can get power from other states. Texas is greedy and stupid and want to regulate their and own and and profit from their own power grids. So they don't get, we are not connected to Louisiana. We're not connected to New Mexico. We're not connected to any other states with power grids. And so when something like this big ass snowstorm happens last year, Texas freeze happens, and all of us is using way more power than our systems are used to because everybody is below fucking 30, 20 degrees and it's snowing. When we're all using that power, we don't have any source to pull from. We don't have any extra source to pull from. So when that happens, the system crashes. Boom. And we all out of power for a week. Until we're in a position where we can slowly cutting certain ones back on when the sun is up and shining and we're back to our normal weather. And so that's how what happened last year happened. And so they ain't did shit to fix it. So that's why they're worried about now what's gonna happen this particular cold little break. This particular one, they're worried about it. But I don't think it's going to be the same because this is not like it was last year. Last year, it was cold as shit. It was in the fucking 20s for a couple of days before. And it snowed and dropped and got crazy. So everybody was, honey, it was cold for long periods of time. Oh, that money can save you. Money can save you. Oh, but the statute of limitations is over, so he's back. Send me a link to that so I can share it because I don't think a lot of people know. You know, they had that documentary with what's her name? I can't remember her name, the light skinned girl. But mm-mm-mm-mm. But all right, y'all, I gotta take this dog out. Yes, free my girl Whoopi. While yes, so the moral of the story is yes, she was wrong about the Holocaust not being about race, but understand that the people's responses to her consequences is not free from misogynoir and you know, the consequences is not free from that. She definitely, you know, it's definitely people being real extra because she's a black woman, of course. But oh well, she's a rich black woman, so she'll be fine. I'm surprised it's just women he violated. Probably not. But all right, y'all. Make sure y'all thumbs up, and I will see y'all tomorrow at 7. See y'all tomorrow. All right. Bye bye.